Hey guys, we just heard about Kyler Murray there, and it seems like he and the Cardinals, they want the same thing, right? Like they both want the reunion. So, Piers, is it as simple as Murray wanting a top 10 QB contract? The Cardinals just don't want to pay it because he's only been to one playoff game? What's this boil down to?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. He's a quarterback in the NFL, and you kind of have to pay those guys. You either pay them for what they're going to do, you pay them for what they have done, but either way, you pay them. There's just no other way around it. Murray holds all the cards. Eventually, they're just going to have to cut him a check. Now, there might be one wild card here, and Jeff talks about this a lot. Cliff Kingsbury likes to run the ball, which means the quarterback doesn't really play a big role in this offense, and you could probably insert some other people into this offense and get decent performances out of them. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo becomes a free agent. I know he's not exciting, he's not flashy, but this offense is not exciting, it's not flashy. What's Mitch Trubisky is he going to continue to play? Is he going to lose his job? Sam Darnold, maybe he becomes a free agent. Something happens along those lines. They can bring those guys in, maybe put some pressure on Kyler Murray, going a different route. Another argument for not paying him right now is with this offense, we've talked about this before, there's not a lot of weapons here. He's not going to have an explosive season. So whatever you're paying now, his price isn't really going to go up. He also has injury concerns. So I don't think it's a bad idea for the Cardinals to wait. They're not going to get him any cheaper, but he's probably not going to be any more expensive either.
Jeff, what do you think?
It does reek a little bit of maybe the head coach just thinks he's smarter than than the NFL and thinks that he can put together a decent top 10 offense without Kyler Murray. I don't really think that's the case. I don't think that anything I've seen from the Cardinals suggests they have some sort of superior game plan that's going to be better or just the same with Jimmy Garoppolo in there. But we have seen, some of these head coaches like, Cliff Kingsbury, if he styles himself after a Kyle Shanahan, who I don't think he's in the same category as, then yeah, he might look at this and say, why are we willing to pay Kyler Murray all the money in the world when I can just go out there and design these great schemes and stuff like that? So I think that's a big part of this is Cliff Kingsbury being the head coach. But, in terms of what the Cardinals need, I think this team will be an absolute disaster without Kyler Murray in there because his just off the cuff and his ability in the red zone was really what propelled this team to being an elite team over the first 8 games. And when he kind of got injured and stopped running, what did the Cardinals do? They started to lose. So no, there's really no choice here for the Cardinals, but it is interesting to see how this plays out because I think that the head coach is obviously having some say in this. And I think that's the only reason why these negotiations are even hung up at this point.
Reed, I didn't want you to be triggered for this segment. I was scanning the Cardinals roster to see if they had any Camerons. Turns out there's a rookie, Cameron Thomas, so I'm sorry about that.
We'll be talking about a Cameron the next question. But I'm with the guys here, and it's so interesting, right? Like, Cliff Kingsbury absolutely clamored over Kyler Murray pre-draft, get him first overall, wanted him in college, didn't get him, now has him, and when things aren't going well, how quickly they can turn around because, job preservation, right? Like that's what Kingsbury is trying to do because what he's done so far is basically the live golf series of football, which is I'll do well in the first 8 games and that's about it, right? We'll go 8-0, 7-1. And then once we hit that halfway mark, that's about it. 6 years, $260 million is what I'm hearing in terms of what he's going to get paid. And I am in the Jeff Ulrich camp here of you gotta this offense would look absolutely atrocious without him, even though I don't think it's a sustainable type of quarterback play that we're going to see long term that would warrant a contract like this. It's just a matter of his agent and his team saying, look what Deshaun Watson just got paid. Now let's just wait and see until the Cardinals say, yeah, we'll pay that number.